This isn't a drama vid, so if you think it's a drama vid, you can click off the video because I don't have any beef with your bud 7, but he did make a video recently, and I would like to talk about the video because he has a lot of things that he does that a lot of bigger content creators and mid-tier content creators, I consider him a mid-tier content creator, about 400,000 as mid-tier, about 200,000 more than me. They fail at this stage because they end up pigeonholing themselves into content that they hate. Now, if you've been on this channel for any amount of time, you realize that I don't pigeonhole myself to any kind of content because I don't care what I post. I just do whatever I want to. But your butt Tevin pigeonhole himself into these drinking games where he'd do a drinking game with the Boondocks, Ghost Stories, Boondocks again, Johnny Test, how many whiplashes, every whiplash effect, you dig a whip crack. This was incredible. He made a video how fast you beat Persona 5. He did video game content, anime content. And you would assume based off of this, he's more of an animation drinking game YouTuber, more so a challenge YouTuber, but he never wanted this. He explained in the video that he never wanted that. He wanted to be in terms of Ludwig and making whatever content he wanted. He wants to be a big streaming goat. That's what he wanted. But a lot of his bigger performing videos are very anime centric. Realistically, if you were going through and looking at his stuff, you'd say, yeah, he seems to be an anime content creator. Even his latest videos, you'd see, okay, yeah, anime, Smash or Pass, even some Elden Ring stuff and that variety. Now, he made a lot of mistakes. He talked about how he hired editors and all this other stuff and how he signed to an agency, and he said it's time for a change. At the end of the video, he ended up asking people, saying, what do you guys want? What do you guys want from everything? And this video has 37,000 views out of his 400,000 base, which to me, if I had 37,000 views every video, I'd be over the moon. I'll be over the moon if I reach that. But I want to talk to Robot Tevin, and I want to talk to anybody trying to make content. And this is very important. There's this great YouTube delusion, the spectacular self-inflicted financial car crash that happens when a creator, such as Yoruba Tevin, confuses a hot streak for a permanent empire. You can't do that. You start spending money like the algorithm is guaranteed a trust fund. Oh, this is great. You're pouring $1,000 into a content editor, a manager, a rented house, and some fancy place, all based on the premise that the current trend of views and ad revenue is a linear graph that goes up and to the right. That's a fundamental misunderstanding of the internet. It doesn't work. That's not how it works. And you have to fail because you can be told this countless times, but until you actually experience the failure of this, you're going to keep making this mistake over and over and over again. You see, there's a reason why I still DoorDash and I still have a job at Amazon. It's because I know I'm not an idiot. I'm not stupid. The best month I've ever had on YouTube, I made $7,000. Crazy amount of money. That was nuts. I was spectacular about it. But every other month I've been making $2,000 or $1,000. And streaming, the most I've ever made from streaming in 1 month ever was $700 ever on Twitch. Most I've ever made. And that was me streaming consistently over and over again. And I'd have to keep doing that. And I don't make consistent content. The reason I made 7,000 last month because all this stuff was happening, so much stuff with politics. People cared about my opinion about politics. They think I sound articulate. A lot of stuff there, and they're pigeonholing me into a political content creator. But I'm not a political content creator because I tell stories about my life. I talk about video games. I even made a second channel, and this is another thing he talked about in the video. He said he made a second channel. Now, if you go to Your Butts Heaven Live, he does have a second channel where he has stuff where he talks about things, mostly stuff he wants to do, things of that variety. But as somebody that runs 3 channels, 2 channels is insane. It is tough. I run 2 channels. I run Saros TV and Saros Live. Saros Live, I post video game content, and a lot of people don't watch it. A lot of people just don't watch my content. 200 views, something of that variety. It's fine. I use very basic thumbnails. It's not really insane. I don't really want to go crazy over there. I just want to upload what I do on stream to over there, and I have videos about my personal life and things of that variety. I post video games over there. That's it, and sometimes anime content, and that's basically what I do on that channel. But this is the big issue. People gotta realize that you're not building a business on a foundation. You're building it on the temporary consensus of a crowd that is famously, historically, and brutally fickle. Don't ask what the crowd wants. I'm never gonna ask you guys. I'll do a community post about videos I already made about which one comes first. But if I want to make a video, I'm gonna make a video about whatever I feel like because that's the best way to make content to not burn yourself out. I'm a content creator, yes, but that is not everything I am. I'm a person first, and I can't pigeonhole myself to that. I can't do that. A new shinier thing will pop on your feed. I don't edit any of my videos to high degrees. Why don't I do that? Because I'm not gonna pay an editor to do that. The most heartbreaking part is the editor. The single biggest, most recurring, and most dangerous expense for a mid-tier creator. They hire someone to churn out videos, to professionalize their content, under the belief that consistency and polish are the keys to the kingdom. But what they're often doing is taking the very thing that made them unique, their raw, unpolished, authentic voice, and outsourcing it. The reason you won't see I get a flub, do a flub, do a piece of blue, I'm not editing that out. Why would I edit that out? It's ridiculous. I'm gonna say whatever I want to because I'm great at talking. I'm not gonna do a cut. That's not gonna happen. You will see cuts if I title a video or chapter it, because sometimes I like to chapter my videos if I'm standing up because I have an issue with my lower back where I have nerve damage. You're gonna get that. But in the greater sense of confines of things, you're not going to get that. Running yourself through a corporate approved pacing filter with jump cuts until it becomes just another product on the assembly line. Oh, look at all these jump cuts. Look at this jump cut. Look at that. You're losing the magic. Spark of chaos. You're losing that. That made people watch you in the first place. You're paying someone to sand down your own edges and make you palatable and predictable. In an ecosystem that rewards novelty and genuine connection, you're going into debt to become more boring, to become a content factory instead of a person. And the audience, on a subconscious level, can smell the inauthenticity from a mile away. They sign up to watch you, not a committee of ideas of what you should be. I'm sorry, your butts heaven, if you ever see this video, but that's not what you're supposed to be. You pigeonholed yourself in the most insane way possible, and I'm sorry that it happened, and I'm sorry you had a mental crisis, and this is not an attack on you, but this happens with so many content creators, and it is so damaging and damning to see this happen over and over and over and over again. It's depressing to witness. Post whatever you feel like all the time, forever. And you talked about getting your editors into a content house, or at least a house of content. That is the modern day of Icarus gluing extra feathers to his wings. The idea that you can force chemistry and relevance by doing this and guaranteeing a bunch of salaries for 2 to 3 editors, you said you had 2 to 3 editors. You're multiplying the drama, the jealousy, the creative differences. You're taking on a massive soul-crushing overhead of rent. You're not going to be able to produce the same quality of content over and over again, and they will notice that. They will notice the dip in the brand. If I lose like 200 subscribers a day and gain 400, and those 400 people are usually from an old video or something of that variety, I'm not sure where they're coming from. I don't care, because you have to not, this is going to sound ridiculous, you have to not care about the audience so the audience will watch you, because they're not here for you all the time. You got to force them to be here for you. You have to force them to be here for you. You have to force them. This leads directly into a pigeonhole where you make anime only content, video game only content, Elden Ring only content. The creative coffin so many builders of these museums and mansions willingly climb into. You are known for one thing. Your butt, Tevin, I'm not gonna lie to you, you were known for drinking games, and that is very detrimental to your health. It was fun to witness, whether it be reacting to video games, reacting to videos, playing one game, doing one type of challenge, and the audience, more importantly, the algorithm, comes to expect it. You gotta stop relying on the algorithm. It doesn't care about you. I upload sporadic content, and the algorithm doesn't know what the hell to do with me. It doesn't care. It doesn't matter. One of these days, someone will find me, and that doesn't matter to me, because the metric tells you it works. You're gonna see that, well, this video did 1 out of 10, 2 out of 10, 3 out of 10. As YouTubers, we have a scale. We have a scale of how our videos do. I'm going to show you that scale of how videos do. It's very interesting. So this says 7 out of 10. Video got 1,000 views. First off, that's a fantastic amount of views for me. I love 1,000 views. That's outstanding. But there is a rating by views. This video Trump did good. The Homeland Security, Elon Musk, started from 0. The right and left use side of his hand. Schizophrenia is quiet destruction to me. Hood of friend. This is a ranking of your top recent videos within the first 2 hours. Horrible for your mental health. This is horrible for your mental health. Not a great way to do videos at all. Not even in that capacity to do it. And the audience knows if what happens here, right? When you pigeonhole yourself, you give them more of the same faster with better editing, because the metrics tells you it works. You become a vending machine for a single specific snack. But tastes change. The game dies. The challenge format gets stale. The drinking games ruin your body. And when you finally inevitably try to pivot to grow, to express a different part of yourself, your audience won't watch. The comments filled with, I miss the old you. The views plummet. You build your entire financial life on being a one-trick pony. And then you're shocked when the world gets bored of the same trick. You have no transferable skills, no diversified content portfolio. You're all in on red, and the wheel just landed on black, and you messed up. I think the multi-channel network or talent agency, right? When that agency he was talking about, this is for you, Tevin. You're talking about an agency. Signing with an agency is one of the greatest traps ever devised for a young creator feeling the heat of sudden success. They swoop in with promises of brand deals, better CPMs, better RPMs, professional management, and in return, they demand a brutal long-term percentage of your entire revenue. And they take a gamble on you. Off maybe it's 20 to 30% forever. What do you actually get for this? An email introduction to a brand you could have emailed yourself? A contract full of legalese that locks you in while providing zero tangible upside? They sell you on the dream of access, but they are fundamentally middlemen in a world that is rapidly cutting out the middlemen. They are a tax on your success, a a worthless organ from the old entertainment industry desperately trying to grant itself onto the new one. And they will drain your income while offering nothing you can eventually learn to do on your own with a good lawyer and a spreadsheet. And also, you can edit yourself. I edit all my videos myself. I do my thumbnails myself. I do the scheduling myself. I do everything myself. If this is your full-time job, if this is 100% of the things you do, you should be able to do this because I have a full-time job and I still do this. I schedule all my videos. I make multiple videos a day. I'm able to play video games. I'm able to stream. I'm able to do all this because you have to do this like you're a psychopath. Tevin, you have to do this like you're crazy. And I don't mean this as my own method of doing this. I mean, ask any huge content creator. Ask Mr. Beast why he counted to 100,000. Ask Ludwig why he was in Arizona trying to do this and he struggled and he did his best. Ask the people you want to be in that circle of. Ask Offline TV. Ask Michael Reeves why he's a psychopath. Ask any of the big content creators who you want to be a part of. They do this like they're a psychopath about it. Even if they get nothing, they perform as if millions are watching, even if there's only 10. That is how you have to perform. That is how you have to make content. That is the legacy you leave. The brutal, unspoken truth of this entire platform is that unless you are in the top 0.1%, a Mr. Beast, a Markiplier, PewDiePie, your audience does not have unconditional love for you. My audience doesn't give a damn about me. They probably didn't even make it this far in the video. They don't care. They don't care. They don't. They do not watch everything I post, and I'm going to watch everything you post. They are a casual fleet of viewers, not a loyal army. They will watch your video if it interests them in the exact 3-second window they see it in their subscription feed. They owe you nothing. Your success is a random walk, a series of lucky breaks, and algorithmic favors that can be withdrawn at any moment without notice or explanation. Building a massive fixed cost lifestyle on top of this volatility isn't ambitious, it's financially idiotic. You are a small business owner whose entire market can evaporate in 6 months, and you're acting like a tenured CEO of a Fortune 500 company. Why would you hire that many editors? I'm so sorry to be attacking you like this, but why would you do that? Why? What did you... The quality of video, did you see other YouTubers and assume? I'm happy you're learning from your mistakes and I'm happy you're making a change. That is the best thing that can happen because the only way people learn is that they get uncomfortable. And you've gotten uncomfortable, so I expect amazing things from you, and I will be tuning in because I think you're an amazing content creator, and I think you're a wonderful breath of fresh air, and I think you're a great personality. The only sustainable path, the only one that doesn't end in a tearful, where did it all go wrong, is to run your channel like a lean, agile startup, not a bloated corporation. Rein your profits back into the channel, but wisely. Maybe a better microphone, better lighting, a one-time course on editing, or just go to YouTube and find that random Indian guy that's gonna teach you how to edit. That's what you do. Not a full-time employee. Don't get a full-time employee from Fiverr or whatever. I'm not gonna do it. You know how many people message me and say, I could do your thumbnails, I could do your subtitle, I could do this. I'm not getting any of you. You guys are worthless to me. I refuse. Diversify your content gently. Testing new formats without abandoning your core, so you're not left with nothing when the well runs dry. Build an emergency fund that can cover a full year of your personal expenses, not your inflated content house lifestyle that you were kind of going for. Your greatest asset is your flexibility, your ability to pivot and adapt. That's what it is. The moment you chain yourself to a massive overhead and the expectations of a pigeonhole audience, you sacrifice that flexibility and you become a slave to the very platform that promised you freedom. Don't do that. You have ruined so much of yourself with this, and I'm so sorry that this has happened, but you gotta not do that. I'm helping you out here. I want to help you out here. I make generally enough to quit my job. I do. I have enough money to quit my job. But every dollar I make from YouTube is in a savings fund or in stocks, not crypto, stocks. I have it there. And any money I make extra either goes to a few homeless people that I help out because they're really nice and I love them a lot, or my
my camera. Why do you have such a good camera? This camera was $2,000. It's a $2,000 camera. I bought this with a YouTube check. That's what I did. That's what I did. And I post everywhere. And this is gonna sound psychotic and crazy. You do drinking games, right? If you're concerned about your body, lie. You edit all your videos, right? You edit them. Instead of drinking actual alcohol, drink water and act drunk. You can save yourself so much time and make it so much better for your health if you just do that. Is that not simple? Is that not easy to do so, to put on a little bit of a bit, a show, a character, and do that? They can't tell. The audience can't tell. They don't know what's real. They're a horde of nothing. They're not gonna watch this video. They're nothing. They're not important. They are a bag to you until you get big enough to where they actually care about you. Then, when you make that video, that heartfelt thing, when you say, hey guys, this is an unedited video. I want to talk about my spirit, my soul, and how it's been messing me up and how this happens. That's when you get the people that care about you. That's what happens. The reason people found the new video is because you were talking about something sad and tragic. Time for a change. It was vague enough and it worked. That's why you got 37,000 views in that video, because people like you. Those people are the ones you want. Out of the 400,000 people you have, Tevin, those 37,000, those ones care about you. And I care about you because I think you're cool, but I don't know you. This is completely parasocial. Please lie to these people. I'm so serious. I know it sounds stupid and crazy and psychotic and trying to manipulate your base and audience, but please, they don't care. They don't. Don't ask them what they want. Don't. Because guess what? They're going to say, I think I'd prefer this content. And then you post it and they don't watch it because somebody else has a better video with better editing. Because that's what happens. That's it. That's it. It's agitating. I watch it all the time. I watch so many amazing, beautiful, godlike content creators make this amazingly highly edited video that takes 2 months to make, and it gets 500,000 views. And they say, whoa, I can do this all the time. And they do the same process, and it doesn't work because they pigeonhole themselves. So to every creator watching this that tries to get a content house or a manager or a team or an editor, see it for what it is. A mirage. It's the industry trying to convince you to play it by its old broken rules. But this is YouTube, baby. Everything changes. Who knows what's going to work? The real power, only lasting power on this chaotic and wonderful platform lies in staying small, staying hungry, and staying authentic. And most of all, staying flexible. Because the internet doesn't promise you a kingdom. It offered you a microphone. Don't go bankrupt building a throne for this. I hope you do fantastic, Tevin. I hope you're mental health as well. And I hope you have a lovely day. I appreciate you. And I hope you make outstanding content. Have a lovely day or night wherever you are. If you made it too far in the video, I'm out. Peace. Bye. Because I got to make a video about white people. Bye.
I'm your Nick and Night. Be my Laurel Angelo. Ooh, happy to try what you need. Your world, I love to live in it. Ooh, I love the ride when you're free.